Welcome to the Rocket Raygun Awards for 2018. Man, have we got a huge category for you right now. This was an incredible year for the PlayStation 4. Let's take a look at some of the nominees for the Rocket Raygun Award for Best PlayStation 4 Game of the Year. Marvel's Spider-Man, developed by Insomniac Games and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. God of War, developed by Sony Santa Monica, published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. Dragon Quest XI: The Elusive Age, developed and published by Square Enix. Red Dead Redemption 2, developed by Rockstar North and Rockstar San Diego, published by Rockstar Games. And Monster Hunter World, developed and published by Capcom. Now, clearly, we chose games that played exceptionally well on the PlayStation 4. We didn't limit this to just exclusives for the platform, but these were terrific games for the PlayStation 4. Now, before we get into who has won in this category, and man, this was a tough call, let's hear from the community. These are some of our friends and some of our fans.
My choice for Best PS4 Game of the Year is Spider-Man PS4. I love this game. It had me hooked from the get-go, and that hasn't happened to me in quite a while. It took me out of a rut of trying to find a game that completely captivated me, and Spider-Man PS4 did just that. Insomniac deserves to win this award for making an action-adventure game that got even inexperienced players to pick up the controller to play.
My PlayStation 4 Game of the Year is Spider-Man. Now, you might think this is a coin flip between God of War and Spider-Man. I don't blame anybody for going either way, but the sheer sensation of web-slinging across virtual Manhattan, it's the most zen gameplay mechanic I found in 2018. Whenever I'm in a bad mood, I can turn this game on, whip across Spider-Man's virtual city, and get into a bunch of satisfying missions and combat along the way. I love Spider-Man.
The best PS4 game has to go to, let's see, Spider-Man PS4? Yeah, Spider-Man PS4. Why? Because it's called Spider-Man PS4. It's not on any other console. You can only play it on one PS4.
The best PS4 game of the year is going to Tetris Effect. I love Tetris a lot. And this is a VR Tetris with beautiful music by the makers of Rez. If you don't play this, just don't worry about it. You're missing out, but just whatever, man. This game is amazing. Just mwah. I love it.
The best PlayStation 4 game is Marvel's Spider-Man. I enjoyed how much action there is in it. The story was terrific. The voice acting was superb. The combat was very fluid, and I even enjoyed how much stealth action there was in it.
The PS4 had an amazing year, but my favorite game out of all of them has got to be Spider-Man. The great combat, the amazing screening mechanics, the fantastic story and the performances accompanying it, and of course those breathtaking visuals. It's not just the best Spider-Man game ever made, it's just AAA excellence.
My pick for the best PlayStation 4 game has gotta be God of War, and that's a pretty hard choice because overall in 2018 we had some great stuff like Yakuza and Spider-Man, but just ever so slightly I gotta give it to Kratos himself, simply because I think that the narrative style of this was so freaking sharp. Having it be one long shot where it really feels like you're putting on the axe of Kratos and trying to solve all these different terrible crimes of his past, literally fighting his inner demons, was a strong choice and something that definitely makes it legendary in my opinion.
My PlayStation 4 Game of the Year is going to go to God of War. Something so ridiculous has happened. They've taken a character that has already had his own franchise and it was in the past, and they've made him reborn. And do you know how hard that is to do? Especially when he's got built-in mechanics that people expect. And when I played God of War, it was absurd how they somehow nailed down everything but made it new. I think you guys understand how hard it is to please gamers. And this game not only pleased gamers, but has us so excited about the next part of this story. This is an achievement that can't be overlooked.
If you're asking me what the best PlayStation 4 game is, the answer for 2018 is simple. God of War. Sony Santa Monica reinvented that franchise, reinvented a character that I personally did not like, hated Kratos, but here I am playing God of War enraptured. Every one of his decisions I'm behind. Atreus, an amazing character. The action's amazing, the gameplay is amazing, the exploration is amazing, the story is incredible. The game is so well written that I would row the boat to whatever the objective was and then sit there to let the NPC finish the dialogue for the story he was telling. That doesn't happen. And then when I beat it, I immediately came back to get the platinum, to go do everything. And There wasn't any point in that journey where I was like, this is wasted. You're wasting my time. You're not respecting my time. God of War, from stem to stern, is a masterpiece.
The best PS4 game in 2018 is going to be God of War, where they've taken an existing franchise that was suffering from a little bit of series fatigue, reimagined it, reinvigorated it, transported it into the year 2018 with incredible graphics, a great story, and exceptional gameplay mechanics. They've completely nailed it.
The best PS4 game of the year is Spider-Man. Mostly because we all know that Vic is going to pick Spider-Man.
Some incredible commentary there, and I know that everybody agonized over their decisions for this one, but let's take a look at some of these nominees here. Now, obviously, God of War is a massive title. I think it is the intellectual choice. I think it's the one where you go, oh my god, I was not expecting this. I was not expecting these design decisions or these editing decisions in terms of storytelling. It isn't overwrought. It's not overloaded with too much exposition, or it's not a lot of like wasted time in this game. It's a massive experience, and you are in the moments all the way throughout this gorgeous game. It plays well, the combat is incredible, the storytelling is exceptional, the voice acting and the animations, all of it just out of this world. Such an extraordinary accomplishment for Sony. Dragon Quest XI: The Elusive Age, another superlative role-playing experience from Square Enix. Beautiful role-playing experience. You could say the same thing about Monster Hunter World, which really kind of puts the emphasis on action and partnering up with your pals and going and hunting down these extraordinary beasts out there. It really sung on the PlayStation 4. You could say the same thing about Red Dead Redemption 2, which is obviously a massive labor of love from a massive army of individuals strewn across the planet to make this game. So many layers, so much detail in this massive open world experience. Really an incredible game. But the game that I think a lot of people agreed on in our community, and I happen to agree on as well as our best PlayStation 4 game of the year, is a game that I couldn't stop playing. It didn't get the 10 out of 10 from me, but it was a game that I could not stop going back to, and that speaks volumes. It's the game I had the most fun with on the PlayStation 4. It's Marvel's Spider-Man. You know, if you look at the stats, it's the game that more people are finishing than any other out there. It's the fastest selling PlayStation exclusive, and I think it's putting so many smiles on faces because it's heartfelt. Not only does it have all the cool moments in there, all of the traversal stuff with the web slinging and just running around and feeling like Spider-Man, but it's got the emotional beats in there, from the fantastic Stan Lee cameo to, you know, all the complexities, these interpersonal relationships that exist in Peter Parker's universe. Marvel's Spider-Man is an outstanding accomplishment, and in a very tough field, it is our PlayStation 4 Game of the Year and our Rocket and Raygun Award winner.